Here's the F bamboo shakuhachi. Little beginning tutorial real quick for you. The standard scale climb is what I like to call 0, is all holes closed, so 0 position, and then 1, 2, 3. If you keep 4 down and you use 5 and 6, like the standard, most for native flutes, the claw method, where you're lifting up these 2 units as with keeping these 2 down, and you can get the standard native vibe by doing that way. So that's the minor pentatonic, and then you've got the in-between note after. See, I think this is C. So yeah, this is C. This is C sharp, the number 4. If you go high, got this combination, which is really, really nice for extra moodiness. So you've got the top, all holes closed. You've got your minor pentatonic. And then if you cover top, does this really cool trickle down, and there's hidden notes in there, so that's really nice. And then the overblow technique that this one has. So it would be all 4 in the middle closed and the bottom and the top open for an overblowed. So that's a G sharp. And then you can kick down your, let's see if you can do the upper one too. Yeah, so you can whip the top guy, do some really cool warbling techniques with the overblow after the G sharp. That's this. But then you can also drop your ring finger or your pinky, depending on what finger you're using, down over the bottom hole, and just slightly drop it there. You'll get this really cool bend down to, I think it's either the G or the F sharp. There we go. Yeah, so you can drop down a half step by half holing this. So it goes from G sharp down to about a G. And that adds a really cool sort of extra phrasing in the upper register when you're playing with the flute. I'll give you a slight example. So you can do these really cool switches between playing the standard octave and then jumping up above the high F into the G and the G sharp, and do this really cool sort of bend up, and you can bend back down, and that's really nice for popping the phrasing in. In terms of spacing, I think it's relatively standard, close to your most let's say like a native. This is an F, so generally, regardless of the embouchure, the spacings, you're a little bit closer together on this one for, I would say, like a mid-range F. The spacing should be relatively decent. It'll be like shakuhachi is definitely a little bit of a stretch for anybody's fingers if they're just kind of starting off. The bigger the flute, the more the stretch. So this is actually pretty decent. Shouldn't feel too different from most kanas or native flutes. The spacing is about, gonna say, probably like 2.5 centimeters. So about like maybe an inch and a quarter from like the middle of the holes to the middle of the holes. Just some extra spec stuff. So yeah, that's generally the ins and outs of this, and I hope it treats you well, and I'm happy that it's found a good home, and enjoy this little beautiful bamboo musical instrument. I am really happy that this one finally made it off the wall, and is headed to Florida. So thank you so much. Happy tooting, and catch you soon.